Hi everyone, today we are driving the 2026 Honda HRV. So Honda HRV is just the smallest SUV offered by Honda, and it is actually one of the most affordable SUVs. So it's just one level smaller than Honda CRV, and at the same time it is just, cheaper than a Honda CRV. So if you're looking to get a Honda SUV and you don't want to spend that much of a money on a CRV, then Honda HRV is actually your best bet to go with. But this vehicle is just not as good as a Honda CRV, and we will just go through that in our test drive today. So what we have as far as the engine wise is that the Honda HRV is actually offering the same engine across all the trim levels, which you get a 2-liter non-turbo engine with 158 horsepower and 130 kind of a 2 pound-feet of torque, which to me is just not a lot, especially for this vehicle. It's the same as the base Civic and a Civic Sport, non-hybrid ones, but this one is actually not good enough for a vehicle of this size. This is just heavier than a Honda Civic, and this just makes it so slow on this vehicle. It's just 0 to 60 or 0 to 100 on this vehicle. It's around 9 to 10 seconds, which takes forever. And at the same time, the fuel economy is just not that good. It's just maybe, like 10, 11 liters per 100 kilometers, which is not good at all. I mean, I wish Honda offered like a hybrid version of this car. Yeah, so as you can see here, under hard accelerations, this car is barely moving. It's just so hard for it to get up to 60 kilometers. We were just going at a rather an incline, but still this car is so slow, and you can't expect it to be, pretty good to get up to highway speeds and merging and stuff, which we will test out as we are going on the highway in a sec. So apart from like performance and stuff, on all the trims of HRV, you get kind of the same thing. You won't get the Honda's fully digital infotainment system. You only have that 7-inch, which is quite bad. I mean, even for a touring trim, you won't still get that 7-inch gauge cluster, which is not good at all. I mean, the cars are the same, like a CX-30 from Mazda or a Toyota Corolla Cross. They are direct competitors, and Corolla Cross definitely gets the fully digital gauge cluster if you go in higher trims. And even on the lower trims, it has a better gauge cluster than a Honda. Also, this infotainment system is pretty basic, like nothing is in there, like no Google built-in, nothing. The size is okay, I mean it's 9 inches, but apart from that, it's just so basic. So what we are sitting on right now is like a sport trim. Even if you go with a sport touring, you only get the Google built-in, like all the nice and stuff, but you still get that half digital gauge cluster. So on this vehicle, we have a couple of drive modes. We have sports and kind of a normal driving and an eco mode, which there are just no physical buttons to change that because we are just on a sport trim here. So we can only change that with these shifter here, putting it in sport. But even if you put it in sport, don't expect it to be very sport. This is still very super slow. The only thing that changes is that this, the rev will never go below like 2.5. Makes the car a little bit, I don't know, easier to respond, faster to respond, but at the same time, as I said, this is just not powerful by any means. So right now we are merging on the highway, going 80, and let me just floor it in a sec, and you see this car, it just has a hard time accelerating even in like a flat surface like what we have right now. So noisy, and at the same time, no power, just noise comes out of the engine. It's just the vehicle doesn't go faster than it, I don't know, it can't. It just looks so slow and so boring, I mean, to drive. I wish like a same hybrid powertrain was also, provided for the Honda HRV, especially on the higher trims, like what they offer in the CRV and the Civic are so good, even on a new Accord. But this engine doesn't fit that big of a car. So you see, even we are going downhill, so noisy, like first thing, I hope it's visible on the video, and so slow even on the downhill. The car just quickly, I don't know, revs up it's a CVT, so there's no like shifting and stuff, but like very, very slow. I mean, if you expect the car to be fast, easy to gather speed, and easy to, I don't know, merge in the highway, this is just not the car for you. Maybe it's better to go with the CX-30, especially the turbo one, or a Corolla Cross, the hybrid one. It has lots of torque, a lot more power as well. So in terms of like the powertrain in general, this car will definitely disappoint you. It's just very slow and very hard to get up to speed. And the fuel economy right now is showing like around 11, and definitely it's gonna get maybe higher than that if you're driving a lot in the city, so just keep that in mind. So let me just put back in the drive mode, like a normal kind of econ mode or whatever. So we have, the good thing about these Honda HRVs is that we have the full suite of active safety systems offered by Honda, which definitely they're just working extremely good. I've tested them a lot, and they're just like very, very good systems. So right now I just activated these lane keeping assist, and it's just easy as a push of a button. You see these lines turn green and the car is good to go. And we also have these adaptive cruise control, like this button sets, and then that's it. The car goes by itself. Let me just turn that on, and that's it. It just shows me if it detected the vehicle in front of me, and that's it. You know, just that's all you need to do. Just turn that on, that's it. So these active safety features and stuff, they're just extremely well, and actually they're just better than its rivals, like a Corolla Cross and a Mazda 3. I think this one has the best kind of active safety features, and these kind of a driver assist, they're just working extremely well in all the speeds, and at the same time they're just very, very easy to operate and work with. As we are going this tight turn here, I just typical from all the Hondas, this steering wheel and these handling is just extremely well. Like, the vehicle is definitely feel that it's under your control. Not much body roll from, like, this is just an SUV, it's not a Civic, so it's just a little bit higher from the ground, but still you get the same Civic vibes because it's the same chassis as Civic. And the steering wheel wise and handling wise, definitely a Honda product. It's extremely well. There's no issues at all. The only issue that this car has, to me, apart from like interior details that we talk about as we park in the parking lot, is the powertrain. So slow, and it's not fuel efficient at all. So I wish it was like a turbo engine or some sort of hybrid was offered by Honda in this vehicle. Alright, so as we are just stopping here in this parking spots, I just want to quickly show with the backup camera. Obviously there's no 360 camera on most of the Honda products, and yeah, here it is. We have this tiny backup camera with active trajectories. That's all you get. The only plus for these system might be that, you know, the screen is big enough, but there's no sensors. Like parking sensors are just not available in this trim. So if you want to have that, then you just have to go with the touring trim. But that's it. Yeah, 3 different views. I love this view. This is actually very good. It just helps you to park precisely. But I wish there was like a 360 camera at least available in any of the trims, not just like middle trim. But anyways, let's just put it in the park to talk about other interior features. So as I said, yeah, we have this gauge cluster, not a lot of configurations and stuff. You can just change a bit, like tiny bits, and that's it. Like torque distribution for all-wheel drive system, and that's it. So nothing very engaging about that. As well as this infotainment system, it's just very basic, like very basic, like literally nothing in there, which is very weird. Apple CarPlay and stuff, yeah, available, but you know, there's nothing much here. Let me just turn off the engine. We have this push button start here. So yeah, as I said, this is just a mid trim, so I don't expect it to have all the bells and whistles. So as I said, if you go with a Touring, you get the Google built-in, as well as no, not the gauge, like fully digital gauge cluster, just the Google built-in for the system, which makes it like a lot nicer than this like base infotainment system. Let me just actually turn on the engine to just have these lights. So we have this typical you know, honeycomb design for these vents here. We have these heated steering wheel, as well as the heated seats, but no cooled seats on any of the trims. Nice clicking sound, like very high quality design. Like all the Hondas have these high quality stuff here. We have this kind of mid pass through here with this traditional shifter. We have these, you know, brake hold electronic parking stuff. We have this USB port, like one here. All of them are Type-C, which is a good thing. And we have this center console, which is deep enough. Small sunroof here, which is, you know, no panoramic sunroof available in this trim. And because it's sport trim, it's just a cloth seat. I love these interior stitching, like it's kind of a orange ones, and both sides are actually manual seated. Obviously no power, I mean, just no memory seats as well. But these parts and these parts are kind of a leather wrap pieces as well, which adds a little bit of nice touches. But if you want the luxurious interior, even its price point, definitely go with the Mazda. They're just offering the best of the best in terms of like the material inside. So let's just get out of the vehicle to see the exterior, which is something that I love. Let me just turn on this blinker. So what we have today is just like a mid trim, as I said, but I love these blacked out rims here, which is, you know, quite nice with this red color. The good thing about these Honda HRVs is that, you know, all these elements on the front and the back are just LEDs. Even the turn signals, all the elements are LEDs, which makes it like not nicer. We have kind of an egg-shaped design. As I said, this is the same chassis in the Civic, so it's going to be the same size as the Civic, only the height advantage that you get, as well as the all-wheel drive system, nothing more. And as I said, we have these LED turn signals in the back, something that's not over even on the CRV, which is very weird. Like, you have Civic, doesn't have that, Accord have that, and CRV doesn't have that, and HRV have that, which is very weird. And as I said, we have a sport trim, and new for 2026 actually, they just blacked out the HRV in a sport on the back, and that's it. I mean, if you get a 2025, it technically won't feel a lot of differences. They're just basically the same car. Even for 2027, this is identical. I'll just have a video on that as soon as I get my hands on one of them. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. So before finishing up this video, I just want to quickly point out that today's vehicle is actually provided by Village Honda here in Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So if you're just looking to buy a used vehicle, especially this one, this is a demo unit, they have very great actually off and incentives on this vehicle. I would highly recommend to check them out. I'll just put their link down in the description below. And with that said, we have reached the end of these test drive for the 2026 Honda HRV Sport. So if you have any questions about this car or any comments or feedbacks, I would be extremely happy to see them down below in the comment section, and hope to see you all in the next videos. Thank you.